Q-tips. That's what I needed. What's the first thing you're gonna do when you take apart that Shimano Metanium MGL?
First thing I'm gonna do is diagnose the problem the best I can. And I'm gonna start right here with this beauty ring.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna move my way down through the reel, disassembling it, trying to figure out where the issue is, what's going on, and I might as well clean everything on my way down as I go. Took apart a lot of reels in my life, and this particular reel right here has a lot of stuff, which makes it very complicated to keep it completely organized. Even though it may not seem like a lot, because you're not always going to take it apart completely 100%, it's still a lot compared to other reels. I'm very impressed with these. Now, before I even get into any tools, what I think is one of the most important parts of taking apart a reel is organization. So I would say use a cloth that's distinct. White is what I like to use. That way you can make out every little screw, every little spring, every little anything that you need to do. And as I take it apart, I organize it. How the reel comes apart, I place it on the cloth. So when I get done, I go right back through putting it back together. I'm going to start by opening up my little toolkit here and grabbing a 3.0 millimeter Phillips head screwdriver. And I'm going to take apart this little beauty ring right here. One little screw. Find the drive size that I need. And that is going to be a 10 millimeter. I'm going to grab screwdriver drive. I'm going to hold the handle with my two fingers. I'm going to go ahead and grab a hold, and I'm just going to start removing this nice and easy. I'm going to remove the handle, and I'm going to set that right there, just like that. And now I'm at the spool tensioner. This is going to go ahead and just come right off nice and easy. You don't have to be forceful, nothing like that. Nice and easy. Just pull it off. I'm going to set it down. This as well is also going to be part of your drag system. This comes off very easy. There's no need to over tighten or under tighten as part of your drag. You're just going to need to hold, and it's going to spin right off, just like that. Next is going to be two washers. I usually, to make it much easier on myself, like to pull apart the handle and the drag reel and all that stuff before I get to the outer part of the spool tensioner. Next comes the easy part. Not much explanation needed. I'm sure everyone that owns one of these reels knows how to do this.
Taking the removable side plate off to where you can get to the back of the reel to put on the brake oil to the inside drum and around the edge of the piece. And you're also taking the spool out. The S3D spool that I've always talked to you guys about in my other videos where I deal with Shimano reels.
And I'm going to start cleaning the spool here. And I like to use a Q-tip because they get so dirty and they get so nasty from buildup from wherever you fish. Especially if you're in like heavy cover. Come around here, clean all this up here. Okay, now on to the next part. And I'm going to clean all this. And I'm going to clean this outside edge. And I'm going to clean around this housing here. And I'm going to clean around this housing down in here. I'm going to clean here.
You're talking about the worm guide. You're going to clean, you're going to clean, you're going to clean.
I need more. Up and through here and in this area, you can see all the buildup. That's very important to get all that out of there. Okay, now another thing to keep in mind when you're doing this is you need to keep your hand here. As you look, there's a very small little O-ring there, and there's a bearing in there, and then there's a carrier on the outside of that bearing. I want to keep that into place.
You would say that taking this apart is a very intricate process, correct?
Correct. Come over here, right down inside the body here. And there's going to be another one. I'm going to grab a hold of this nice and easy and slow. And I'm going to lift this out. I'm going to set that there, and I'm going to set this over here on the side. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I have some things I need to do here.
You're going to be taking that apart even more, aren't you?
Absolutely. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this right here. I'm going to set that there. I'm going to reach in here like this, and I'm going to go ahead and push this out, and I'm going to set that right there. And then I'm going to go ahead, and that's what I use this for here. Reach in here like this, nice and easy. Be very careful, you don't want to scratch things, mess them all up. So you're just going to nice and easy push this out here. I'm going to clean all this real good in here. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to wipe this down and clean it. I'm going to go ahead and oil this inside of here. But before that, I want you to see something. These kind of edges that stick down. This is a very important piece right here, and I'm going to show you why. These two right here, these little lips, go ahead and they fit right inside there on that main gear. And they go in the little slots that you see there. And I kind of just want to put a little here, a couple of drops, turn a little bit, a couple of drops.
Okay, so you just you oil and greased all the main parts and components in this piece of the reel, right?
And put it back together, yes. Next, I've pulled the springs and all that off. I just nice and easy. That's where I'll grab this here.
What piece did you just take off?
That's kind of just like a platelet.
Okay, that is as far as you're going to go as tearing the reel down. So when you're in there, you're going to oil and grease the main components, you're going to clean it, and you're going to check for anything that should not be in there, correct?
Correct.
And I'm just showing you guys the pieces that were taken apart, some of the tools.
I know it's very hard to see, but that grime in there, these things are so well tuned and they're so well built that that little bit of grime right there can cause issues, believe it or not. And that's just the way it is. Once I've kind of got here, what I'm going to do is just put a couple of drops, kind of work that gear a little bit.
That is the real butter, not the grease, right?
Correct, on this. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to do another little drop there. I'm going to go ahead and reassemble and put this back together.
Look at all that dirt and grime on that Q-tip. And now he's going to put the reel back together.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and flip it over, like I said, and go right in order with the screws, like I did before. Nice and easy here. I don't go too tight because I kind of want to tighten them all together at once. In here, like that, nice and easy. It should just set right in the screws into place in the little hard to reach areas. Once I get all that done, I'll come over here and give this a little turn, and this one here a little turn.
Now what you did to this reel and how you took it apart, cleaned it, oiled, greased it, you would call that a basic cleaning, correct?
Yes.
That was a basic cleaning. That was not a full-on advanced tearing it down to the complete bearing. It's difficult to get the handle back on there, isn't it?
It is. It's not so much the handle, it's the drag. The drag system is a pain.
Okay, why does it not want to go back on there easily.
You have to have the drag system and underneath and everything in line. A little bit of real grease.
Okay, you are going to put the real grease on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the removable side plate and the Bantam oil that comes with the reel. And when you oil the removable side plate for the brakes, if you follow the directions, all you're going to do is you're going to put a drop, one drop in the middle, and then another 1 to 2 drops around the outside. That's it. And then you're going to put it back onto the reel, and that Bantam oil is going to coat the brake shoes as they're working. Okay, now that the reel, the Metanium, is back together, it is oiled,